Yeah, I'm like, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I kind of put them in that figure.
You're gonna sit right there.
It's not me, but my name's on
Yeah. Ready to go. It's 3 minutes till.
So Michelle,
Yes,
meeting's been a little boring lately.
I'm sorry.
Meeting's been a little boring lately. I figure why else would you put Kyle next? Spice it up.
Did we hear from Mr. Phillips? Oh, there he is. Perfect.
7 o'clock, right?
Yeah, yeah. Everybody's like ready and like. I feel like our latest agenda ever, and everybody's like all ready and.
Although one time I showed up late recently, I didn't have a chair, so you know, like it's good, it's a good.
Right, show up late, you don't get a chair. man.
That's right.
The short chair.
Oh, Mr. Phillips, how are you, sir?
Oh, Matthew.
I was just kind of worried what. It's weird, it's like 3 minutes to everything. I didn't in their place.
I thought it was something.
Yeah, I mean, past agenda. And I was kind of hoping this one was so long, because then I have to go to council meeting. And it's virtual, so I have to go back, but I was hoping to use the excuse, well, this thing went till 10, and I'm like, can't get back.
Well, I was hoping we'd be out of here like another hour.
We might be so.
There's no discussion, so.
I know, but
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I know, I can't use that excuse. I really don't want to go back to. But at least it's virtual. All right,
Okay.
one more minute.
Yeah. Can you see the agenda on the screen?
No, I can't, I mean, I have that forward spot, but I assume we're gonna take that down for the presentation.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see the screen, but.
I'm sorry, can we take that one down until the presentation is on the table? Sure. That way planning commission can still see the,
All right, there we go.
thank you. And you can leave it there. Oh, I was just gonna. Okay, that's fine. Okay,
And
it's
with
7 o'clock, so.
7 o'clock. It's right on time. Ready? Okay, with that, let's call the regular meeting to order, please. Roll call.
Okay, Kowalski,
Here.
Heatley, Roberts,
Here.
Phillips,
Here.
Hill,
Here.
Hubbard,
Here.
Hardy,
Here.
Marsh, Wise,
Here.
Malik.
Here.
Bovis.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, wait, did you miss Phil?
I was just very silent.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, all right, okay, thank you.
So you have
Okay.
a quorum.
We have a quorum. So with that, we have action on the minutes from the regular meeting of November 1st. Can we have a motion on the minutes, please?
I'll move. I'll second.
Okay, move Hill, support Cardy. Are there any changes, additions, subtractions to the minutes as posted? Seeing none, all in favor of the minutes as posted, say aye. Opposed? None? Okay, the minutes are approved. Moving on, approval of the agenda. Can we have someone move the agenda tonight?
So move, second.
Wise, we might support Cardy. Any changes to the agenda as posted? Seeing none, agenda is approved. Moving right along, public hearings. We have no
Wait a minute, wait a
scheduled.
minute. Did you call your voice vote?
Wait, did I? No, I did.
No.
Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. So all in favor of the agenda as posted, say aye. Aye. Opposed? None. Okay, now the agenda is approved. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Okay, moving right along to the public hearings. We have none scheduled for tonight. So comes to our main event, really the pre-ranked citizen participation, which is a presentation, yes, Allison, from Ms. Allison Bishop regarding the proposal for the Mill Creek Brewery.
Good evening, planning commission. I'm going to start sharing the agenda so that the people watching will be able to see the materials.
Okay,
Okay.
and do we have,
Oh, yeah.
and I assume we have our 10-minute limit, and
It
so
is a
we
10-minute
will, okay, in case I get distracted.
Don't start the clock yet.
No. Right, as soon as you
Just in
start,
case.
as soon as you hit the podium, it
No,
starts.
you're fine.
Okay, now we.
Okay, good evening, Planning Commission. I'm Allison Bishop with AR Brower, and I'm here with our team, Justin Dallenberg, Nate Pound, Wayne Chubb, and Jeff Loveland from AR Brower. Wayne is from Hobbs and Black. And Justin and Nate are the owners of 8180 Main Street. Justin and Nate let me start with Nate is a local resident and property owner in Dexter and practices dentistry in Jackson. Justin is the owner of several restaurants throughout the state of Michigan and recently opened the Manchester Market in downtown Manchester. It was a redevelopment project that he worked with the city on. And it's a pretty cool market that has a bunch of different kind of artisan uses within it. And then they're already talking about an expansion, which is exciting. Justin also was an integral part of Corman Farms and Zingerman's Roadhouse, which we all know right here in Dexter and then also in Ann Arbor. They're excited, Nate and Justin are excited to share their vision for the Mill Creek Brewery in downtown. Look forward to bringing their project before you in upcoming months. We're here tonight just to kind of do a little bit of a recap of kind of where we've been and where we hope to go. So in 2016, Nate purchased the property and demolished the former Mill Creek Sports and gun range. Some of you may remember the buck pole out front each opening day. And I'm sure some people are happy to see it gone and some people miss it. So the property was annexed into the city in 2016. Nate encountered some environmental cleanup issues due to the lead bullet residue on the site. So he took care of that back in late 2016. Following the demo and the environmental cleanup, we went through the site plan review process. I don't know if some of you a few of you I know were on the commission at that time. But this project right here on the left was a collaboration between AR Brower, JJR Smith Group, and YE. And so our team now includes Hobbs and Black, but we're still continuing to work with JJR and AR Brower. So previously, the project was primarily a canoe and kayak livery. So you can see represented there was a ADA ramp that took you down to the creek where there was going to be canoe and kayak rental and trips available. And then also there was going to be a small tasting room and there was a pretty small kitchen and some outdoor seating. And then in the rear of the site was storage for the canoes and kayaks. The project was granted special land use approval for the outdoor recreation use by the city council in the spring of 2017. And then due to economic reasons, the project was shelved. And then they kind of went through, the property was up for sale. There was one developer that was interested in the property, I don't know, a year or two ago for a residential development. But basically at the heart of what Nate and Justin want to do is to create a real outdoor destination here in Dexter with the location next to the creek. They really think that it's just a prime location for promoting outdoor eating and activity and walkability in Dexter. So as you can see from this new plan on the right, it's a concept plan for a restaurant. It is eerily similar to the project from 2017. The property lends itself to a linear building along the creek to sort of capitalize on those views and grant people access to the Mill Creek. So I guess at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Wayne Chubb to talk a little bit more about our 2021 presentation. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Keep it quick. I know we're limited on time. So Hobbs and Black was brought in middle of the summer, basically August, and we caught up on all the history that Allison just reminded you all of. Kind of regrouped as a team and brought forth this mill creek or mill design to the already great idea that was already brought when Justin was brought onto the team for the restaurant. The outdoor dining is still focused along the creek, pulled up to give a frontage, the Gabion wall, the water wheel, kind of indoor, outdoor feel to kind of add to the community, walkability and everything else that Allison mentioned. Do you guys want, I think the true excitement is here coming from the inside, so I want Justin or Nate.
We'll both come up with something. That's okay.
I can talk more about the building later.
Is there a PowerPoint or no?
No.
No, there wasn't. Okay.
This is just the intro, our 10-minute intro. I don't know how much time we have to talk on Nate Pound.
We're gonna do the all natural PowerPoint,
Okay, let's try. Old school.
old school. Hi, everybody, I'm Justin Downberg.
Nate Pound, so yeah, as Allison mentioned, I met some of you a few years back. Met Justin a couple of years ago in Jackson through some friends and have kind of explored and talked about this property for a while, right? So this vision is, it doesn't deviate much from what I wanted to do, except I didn't have Justin Dallenberg on my side to help me do the restaurant to make this economically feasible. There's huge challenges with this property. We know that. It doesn't fit in a black and white box. There are parking challenges, right? That make this, as it's zoned now, village commercial, it makes it challenging to fit inside that box. Accessibility, we know it's a busy intersection. We know there's talks of a roundabout. There's access challenges from the border trail. Hence the pedestrian bridge that we put in the plans. How do we get people safely onto our property and ingress and egress off the property? I'm excited about this. I live here now. I moved here from Ann Arbor. I grew up in Tecumseh, so essentially a small town like Dexter. I've invested in this community. I took over Skips when this was round one was going. I had the opportunity to take over Skips and co-own that with Tyler. And I've invested in that business and in outdoor recreation, and I see the possibilities and opportunities in this town. And it's very unique. As a river, no creek, but it's the size of a small river running through the middle of it. And I think it's the most beautiful spot in town. And to put something there where you can enjoy it, along with the city park and the Wardware Trail, it's a no-brainer. But we need help. We need help to make it happen. We need some collaboration with the city to make this economically feasible. We're willing to invest a big chunk in to make this possible, but we need some help from the city. So that's my spiel. I'm stoked. I'm super excited about this. You can't find a better guy than Justin Dallenberg. I mean, he's worked in Colorado and over Washington County, everywhere. He's a chef, he's a consultant.
Making me nervous.
No. I mean, I kind of won the lottery meeting.
I'm just a big sandwich.
I know you do, but it's a great opportunity for the city of Dexter. It really is, and I hope we can make it happen. So that's my spiel. Let Justin take over.
I'll keep this simple and light because that's what I was instructed to do. Okay. So I'll give you a little bit of a broad spectrum of what this means to us as a company. So Grand River Brewery started in Jackson, Michigan about 8 years ago. Who here has been to Jackson in the last couple of years? Who here went to Jackson 10 years ago or 9 years? It was pretty rough, really rough. So statistics, 90% of the downtown retail was boarded up or not occupied. It was really bad. Grand River Brewery was a huge risk. My old business partner who just retired, God bless him, you know, he started Cherry Creek Winery 16 years ago, successfully ran that, opened up Grand River Brewery 8 years ago, didn't know if he was gonna make it, hired this consultant out of Ann Arbor, who he learned of through Ari Weinswig from Zingerman's, and that's how we started our relationship. You know, that was 2016, and we opened a second Grand River Brewery in Marshall. Our business plan was to do $1.6 million a year. We had 20 employees in the docket. Now we have 50 employees, and we're doing over $3.5 million in Marshall. It's pretty cool that we were able to do that, considering Dark Horse Brewery was right there in our backyard. You know, I mean, at the time when I started working with John, I think we had maybe 30 employees, and now we have over 300. which is pretty cool. Considering before the pandemic, you know, we had like maybe 200, and during the pandemic, we opened 2 Dallenberg's fast food restaurants. We opened a market. We're butchering all whole steers from local farmers. We're the only butcher shop basically in the state of Michigan that's doing that at retail level for restaurants. So we're buying from Matt Nagel in Manchester there, and Rich Bullheimer in Brooklyn. So I mean, you know, like our whole goal as a hospitality company is to proliferate, you know, hospitality, take care of the communities that we're in, take care of people that work in our company. We're gearing up our business to become an ESOP, so an employee stock ownership program, to give people an opportunity to retire from the company that they helped build. And this is a big part of it. You know, I've been talking to Nate now. The Dexter Grand River Brewery has been a folder on my desk for, I think, more than 2.5 years. Yeah, we've been talking about it for a really long time. I helped open Port Man Farms, and my wife has been trying to get me to move here to Dexter for since then, pretty much. We lived in Ann Arbor for about 6 years, Celine 5, raised 4 beautiful children there, so very familiar with the area. I love it here. Our family pictures are on the B2B trail, you know, so it's a big part of our life, even though we live in Adrian now because the kids go to school there. But, you know, at the end of the day, we see this as a huge asset to this community, and not only for our company, but also for this community. I mean, we want to be a center post, a place where people gather and have, you know, family memories, and they go ride the bike and take the kids. And that's it. That's what we want to do. Build something great and add to the business.
Great, well, thank you.
Thank you.
And unfortunately, I mean, as you guys know, we won't have an exchange at this time, so, well, we appreciate the presentation. There's a lot to take in for this, and I'll ask the commissioners as well. And I know Michelle's working diligently because there's a lot of moving pieces with this proposal, but I assume we'll probably be back. You're trying for the January agenda, so I'd encourage the commissioners, since this is kind of it'll probably be complicated at that point, to try and really launch into it a little bit early if we can, and we'll try to get out any questions in advance so that you guys can kind of answer them at that meeting, because again, it's a lot to handle at one meeting, but so it's great. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so with that, right to reports of officers, chairman report. All I was going to mention is what I just did is to kind of with this proposal on the horizon. So as we get our packet, we might need a little bit of pre-prep to make sure that we really get a handle of all the issues here. And then with that, I'll go around, see if there's any planning commissioners that want to share anything of interest to all. No real hands raised. Which would want to go? Oh, there's side. Is there anything from council?
What I would have is in Michelle's report, so I will let her handle that. I guess the only other thing that I might want to mention to you guys is that we had a work session to talk about the fire station. And we are taking a lot of, I think we're doing really well at trying to have a conversation with each other. And so I think we're all feeling a little encouraged about being able to move forward some point soon, hopefully.
Right. Okay. That it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you. So Michelle, anything to share other than your report, I guess?
Let me look at my report.
Okay.
You'll have to forgive me because I'm posting, it's coming up on the screen. It's not being shared right yet, but I can do that if you'd like. So we've had a lot of development inquiries. That's in the report, mainly for Central Street and 3165 Baker. But we've also had a number of inquiries, even in the last 2 weeks, for properties along Dexter Chelsea Road. The vacant parcel to the west of A&W, and then that 8 acres that's on the south side, east side, whatever it is, of Dexter Chelsea, that fronts up onto the more naturalized area. The big factor preventing any development of those right now from the city's perspective, or from their perspective, is intense development of any type is going to require sewer and water. Sewer is there because it was run for the school, but the water is at Alpine. So that's where that's at. I provided you with some updates as to council's activity regarding recommendations that planning commission made on Friday Die, the Encore Theater, and the text amendment for the plug-in electric vehicles. Take some time to look over that rental inspection information that's provided in your packet. As city council wants to move forward on that, that's going to take a deep dive into property maintenance and our general code. So there's still some work to do. That's about it. I don't think there's anything else for you at this particular moment, unless you've got any questions for me.
Any questions? I don't see any. So committee reports. Do we have an update from our zoning committee? I don't think we met before this. Obviously, you guys haven't before this meeting. So, okay. What would there be something on the January from that for that then?
Yes.
What's the stat? I lost track. Sorry.
Go ahead,
What's our?
Megan, go ahead.
At your January meeting, we should have a full draft that will be presented to the subcommittee before and then come to you with some substantial questions. In terms of things that need to be decided before it goes into an InDesign draft and we move towards sharing with the zoning ordinance.
So that'll be on New Year's present.
That'll be your New Year's present. Yeah.
And that's your Christmas present to work on?
I think that's my December right now. To work on.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. All right. I mean, any questions? Yes.
Megan, I had hoped to see, and perhaps it's my fault for not looking, a copy that didn't have all the line strikeouts and all of that, which made it difficult to read.
Okay. Is there a particular article that you want a clean copy of or all of them?
What we had last time was the whole kit and caboodle, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I know that, I don't know whether electronically or people, it's a lot, but I would kind of agree because it's really hard to put thoughts together in that messed version, but
Okay, what we can do is make sure we can share a clean copy and a red line copy. Because
Yeah.
I know some people need the red line copy to see what changes are being made. So we can absolutely do both. Thank you for telling me, and we will budget in the time.
yeah, which I would agree. I mean, we absolutely need red line copies to show. I mean, that's for the written record, but I do think, yeah, a clean version is sometimes much easier to
Okay.
follow.
And
The
I
real
just,
world.
I just need to know who would like hard copies of that so that I can take care of making sure you get those.
I can do that
Dustin? Okay.
I wouldn't mind a hard copy.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's
If I
not
could,
uncommon
yeah.
to have
I'm
a
the
hard
same way.
copy
I
of
tried to
this.
do it electronic, but if I could,
Okay, if anyone else wants one, just send me an email, okay?
yeah, it's just, I'm still old school. Get that paper. Okay, anything else? Okay, great, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, so that's our committee report. And then we handled Michelle's report from Community Development Office. Okay, so at this time, citizens wishing to address the commission. Please step forward, state your name and address.
Good evening. Just wanted to see what it's like from this side of the room. Actually, just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. I'm Sean Keough, 8222 Webster Drive. Merry Christmas and thanks for doing what you do on the planning commission. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Same to you. Okay, anybody else wishing to address the commission at this time?
And Cole and Patrick are the participants virtually, but neither
Oh,
of them.
that's right. I'm sorry. I forgot. Thank you for reminding me. I forgot about the electronic. Are we?
Oh, Patrick says.
Oh, hey, Patrick. This will be continued through the end of this calendar. Well, so remind me again, in January?
In January, the option for you, for any public board or commission person
Yes.
to be able to attend remotely will expire on December 31st. As of now, the legislature has not updated the Open Meetings Act. So unless you are unable to attend due to military duty, you would have to be here. If you cannot be here for whatever reason, you will not be able to participate. We will still be holding a virtual hybrid meeting. So the thought is, at this particular point, it is not clear that public can or cannot participate. So we're going to err on the side of caution and allow for public participation virtually as well as in person. Better to err on the side of caution than to say, no, public can't participate. If you can't be here, then you can't have any comments. Hopefully the legislature will get up to speed. That or somebody will take court action. It just is what it is, so. Okay.
We'll see. Okay, yes, good, thank you. Okay, so again, item 8, unfinished business, we have none. Item 9, new business, we have none. So item 10, proposed business for January 4th, assuming this will, or not this, but the Mill Creek Brewery will be back on there, I'm assuming, correct?
Yes, I'm just not sure what format,
Exactly, so,
whether they're going to continue with conditional rezoning, or if they will come in for site plan review or for a planned unit development. We don't know yet.
okay, and I mean, maybe
I
they were,
suspect on the list.
maybe they were here for this part, but I would encourage you as well that, you know, our thoughts as a commission, that if we don't necessarily want to get an incomplete, if you don't have the
Oh,
information that
no,
you need.
that's been, it's very
Yeah,
clear.
okay, but I don't want to put pressure, I don't want them, or put pressure on you, because if, you know, as a commission, if we have to have all that rather than wasting
Yep, I
time
get
and doing little steps, so.
Yep.
And also with the break in there, that I know that also puts pressure on them as well as you.
Right.
Assuming there's some holiday break. Okay, so, we're back to citizens wishing to address the commission.
Before
Yes.
you go into that one, if
Sure.
I could make one real quick, one thing I forgot to mention in my report is the Care to Cure plan. The design has been revised, and I hope you all took a look at it. It's very reflective of a more, the whole thing is peak-proof now. The building footprint is the same. The materials are relatively the same, but instead of cultured stone at the base, it's now split face block. Based on what they have provided to look at, it appears to be a minor amendment, which allows zoning administrator, i.e. me, to approve it. But I wanted you to see what it was going to look like, as well as council be able to see what it's going to look like, because it's different, but I think it actually hits all of the bells and whistles that the planning commission had expressed as we went through the review. So,
Yes, thank you.
but if there's anybody that
Thank you for that
disagrees,
update.
please let me know.
Yes, okay, thank you for that update. So with that, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Move Cardy. Second Marsh, all in favor of adjournment, say aye. Opposed? None.
The shortest
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Just have it.
That's it.
I got it.